and the student. May He enable us to share the benefit, of the learning equally. May we be equally strong, to grasp the meaning of the learning, May the learning be equally fruitful, be, to us. May we never be jealous of each other. Peace, peace, peace for thee. Now, someone can tell me where we ended? Nah, you are late. We are on, we have finished the first one. Huh? That's true, very close.
Page 116.
Yes, page 116. 116. Okay, so that's true. We have finished the part 2. Chapter 1, we started chapter 1. And the very important verse started, and very oft quoted verse of the Upanishad, which is mentioned again and again by many spiritual discussion. It is oft quoted verse. The first verse we read is Paracha kaman anujanti valaha. No, it is today's verse. Yesterday's verse is, last time verse, Paranchi khani Bhatrinath Sayambhu. Paranchi khani Bhatrinath Sayambhu. Tasmat parang pashyati nantaratman. Tasmat parang pashyati nantaratman. Kaschit dhiraha pratyagatmanamaishat avritta chakshuhu amritattamichan. So we read this verse. What it said, it talked about our outgoing tendency, how it is forcing us to see the things outside only. It says that the paranchi khani, the senses, has been paranchi, it is focused outside. The eyes are focused this way, ears focused that way, nose focused outside, tongue focused on the food outside, smell and touch, that's also external. So God, when He created our senses all focused outside. So we can be very safe. And it is God's problem then. God has created. So what we can do? So we can, well, yes, you can do God has created and go on with the external. Then you give the price of it. And good, bad, suffering, joy, pleasure, pain. Go on through this. Here is the problem. So Paranchi khani Bhatrinath Sayambhu. Sayambhu, the Lord, created this universe with these senses accessible to the outside thing, to perceive what is outside. But no antaratman. It does not know to see this way. Eyes cannot see what is inside. Yeah, there is so much, no? In your meditation, and when you get into deeper meditation, then you can see God tangible there, all these things. But these eyes are not capable. That's why always it looks whatever is going on. So ears, there is an eternal Om sound going on inside all the time. This ear is not capable of catching that vibration. There is divine fragrance. There are all these subtle things inside. But our senses are created in such a way. God created it so that it always goes. And as I have said, if you say, but that's my business, God has created, let Him do. Well, yes, you can do that. But you be like God, detached. If not, then you suffer. And that's why your birth and death, disease and suffering, pleasure and pain, you'll have to go through it. Are you ready for that? Go on. That's why he said, but there are few people, kaschit dhira. There are certain intelligent people. They are not satisfied with this. They know the game of this. God has created, like a mother creates some toys to digress the mind of the babies. The baby wants to be with the mother, but the mother plays a trick. Okay, there is a doll, and then one and another, grab, and busy. So God has created us, okay, you get busy with these things. But who is not satisfied, like a baby crying for mama, mama. So they turn back. They don't look at the dolls, the external instruments which gives us temporary pleasure and pain. He does not care about that. So he looks inside. So kaschit dhiraha. There are many, not many, but few intelligent people in the world who are not fools like this, that they will engage themselves seeing the outside and experiencing the outside and also be a slave of this pleasure and pain, suffering and this birth and death, the anxieties and worries, fear and loss. So they are not so fool. So they are intelligent enough. So they turn their attention. Dhiraha pratyakatmanam to see. Vaikshat means to see, to feel, to experience what is within. Then how they do that? Because the senses are outside. So they they close their eyes. Amritattamichan, with the desire to attain to that immortality. They turn their attention from outside, which is naturally their senses and the sense object, this touch, this connection is always there, and that is the cause of all Vishayandriya Sangyogat. This our association is because of the Vishaya and Indriya, the sense objects and the corresponding senses. They have the good friendship. They match always together, click together. And that creates our life, what we call life of joy and suffering, pleasure and pain, crying and weeping, excitement and failures. All this play, drama goes on. Those who are tired with the drama, they look back and try to find what is inside, what the glorious truth is here. Amritattva, what nectar-like thing is there, what message of immortality is there. They turn their attention. Amritattva. But are always many intelligent people? No. There are also fools. We need not to talk about the fools. We are all fools. Don't get upset by that. But true in the sense that it is really, we are missing much of the things which we should not. So it says that second verse. Let us read that verse. What it says? Paracha kaman anujanti valaha te mrityoho yanti vitatasya pasham atho dhira amritatvam viditva dhruvam adhruveshu iha na prarthayante. Beautiful verse. It is reminding us that what intelligent people do and what we ordinary people choose. We could have chosen both the other side also, but this is our weakness, we can say, that is the way we look outside and like a fool and we get stuck there. So it says paracho kaman. The kaman, the desires, para means outside. The bala, those who are children in spiritual life, childlike, they are happy with the toys even now. For them it is okay. Let them go outside and be happy, eating, sleeping, drinking, and dying one day. Okay, that's good. They are balaha. The Upanishad actually is not honoring them in a very nice way. They are saying they are bala. That's bala means childlike. They are, it is a derogative word in Sanskrit. That means if children don't know anything, we call childish. So they are childish. Let me find out where is this page. I am not getting it. First. 2 chapter 2nd 2.1. No, that book I know, and I am searching for another book. Section 2.1. Something wrong? Anyhow, so that immature people, what they do? Kamanujanti. They follow the path of kamana, desire. Whatever immediate things available, they are very happy to run after that. Kaman, anujanti wala. And as a result of running after what is available immediately, what is found alluring, and running for that, like the moth, they love the bright light and fire. But they innocently jump on that for what good? To kill themselves. The moth, when they jump into the fire, they like it because it is pleasing to the eyes and they thought that is good. So similarly, those people who are like Bala, childlike, they actually anujanti kama, that is the path, they follow the path of immediate sensate excitements. And they, as a result, they go there and lose the insight, lose the purpose of life, and they are destroyed like mrityu. They are under the clutches of the death. Death means what? Death means where there is fear, anxiety. That is death. And what is beyond death? Fearlessness, absolute joy. So these people, they may be intelligent in the world, but in the right sense, they are not intelligent. They are like, immature people and running up to the external objects, and they invariably get caught into the widespread net of mrityu. They get into the mrityu net, bitatasya pasam, as if a net is cast and the fish is caught. So that Ramakrishna's example is there. It matches with this Bala. Why? There are very intelligent fish and there are very unintelligent fish. When the fisherman casts the net, before the net is trying to fall, the intelligent fish, they swim and run away from that. They are intelligent because they know this will bind me. And there are some caught already. But being caught, they understand, I am in trouble, I'll have to get out. And the third category, Sri Ramakrishna suggested, that they put their fish puts their mouth with the net and just to hide in the mud in the bottom of the lake. They think I am very safe. I am in the mud, so no one can catch me. But when the fisherman then pulls the net and see the condition, at least those who are struggling, out of them one or two escape anyway. Ramakrishna said. But those who feel it is very happy and wonderful place to hide into the mud with the net inside, and when the net is pulled, then that creates the death of the fish. So this is a very crude example though, but this is the why death. Death means death of our immortality. We are free, we are infinite, we are birthless. That conception is totally taken away from us. And that's why it is compared with the death. Therefore, seeing in this condition, what will one intelligent people think about? What one intelligent people will do now? Say, Atho dhira. Therefore, those who are dhira, dhi means buddhi. Dhi means buddhi, the quietness of their buddhi. They are intelligent people. They observe the situation, judge how I can get out of this suffering and bondage. That is the dhira bhakti. Dhiraha amritatvam viditva. And realizing that immortality, they realizing means you may not say that they have experienced. Like us, we are here. We knew that this is the path, this is the path. How can I get out of this net of birth and death? How can I get out of this suffering and pain? That is the call of our heart. That's why we are here. So he says, Dhira, at least this scripture, the sage is recognizing that some people like Ramakrishna who are struggling to get out of the net. We are not like this. He said Baddhaji. Baddha, those who feel I am safe in the world of duality and leading the life as it is going on, not to think of any purpose of life or not to do anything is very good. I'm happy. Some people say, why you talk about so much suffering and pain? I have no suffering. I don't know what is suffering. Okay, Baba, stay well. If it is so, it is good for you, stay on. But who understand, at least intellectually or getting some blows and knocks of our life, understand that that is not the path of eternal joy and bliss. What they do, they atho dhira, they are the dhira people. They are the people of wisdom. Their intelligence is set in the right direction. So what they do, amritatvam viditva, knowing that there is amritatva available, or that immortality is our very nature, dhruvam adhruveshu iho na pratyayante. They don't crave adhruva. Adhruva means which is permanent, which is eternal. Adhruva, which is impermanent, which is momentary, which is this moment it is there, next moment it is not there. So they do not crave for those things, they do not desire those things, and they prefer to go for what is eternal, what is permanent. So these are very beautiful verses. In very poetic term, this Kathopanishad. Swami Vivekananda used to like this Kathopanishad so much because of his poetic nature, as also the highest truth expressed in such a lucid way, and which we can really relate. So the translation goes on, immature people run after external objects on page 117, and they invariably get caught in the widespread net of death. Wise people, however, know what true immortality is. Look at that. If you read that amritatvam viditva in a Sanskrit word, don't make the sense that they have realized God. If those who have realized the Atman, for them there is no problem anymore. But it is for the struggling soul who is trying to find the meaning and purpose of life and what is the eternity, what I can grab. Listening to the sages and saints and the scriptures, they are trying. So knowing that there is immortality and I can have it. So these type of people, what they do, what is true immortality, knowing that, that is why they reject everything in this world. Adhruva. Adhruva means changing. Dhruva is unchanging. Unchanging, absolute, that blissful reality. That is the Dhruva. We call in Dhruva Nakshatra. That means it is steady. And that star, steady star. Dhruva. Uh, this in English we call, "Oh Lord, I have made you the pole star of my life." No? Dhruva Nakshatra. So that is Dhruva. Everything changes, but that is steady in steady point. So that is the Dhruva. And then Adhruveshu, Adhruva, which is not steady, that is many. See, the 2 points. Dhruva is only one, absolute, unchanging, beyond time, space, causation, and beyond expression. That's only one. Adhruveshu, many are the diverse things which are impermanent. Adhruveshu, no prarthayante. They don't crave for these petty things. As Swamiji said, if you want to steal the treasury of the king's treasury. Huh? You want to kill, don't kill minor, petty, small animals. Go and kill the rhinoceros. Huh? So that means show your strength. What is the use of troubling a little petty, small kind of? That means show your strength and energy. So that is why they reject everything in this world, knowing that these things are short-lived. It is true there are many temptations in the world, and our sense organs are naturally attracted to them. But if we cannot control our sense organs, we are lost. One temptation leads to another until there seems to be no way to escape. If there is such a thing as death, this is it. It is as if death has cast a net over us and we are caught into the meshes. This is the fate of the people who are short-sighted. They are like children. They are carried away by impulses and do not consider the pros and cons of what they do. They invariably come to grief. Huh? Is it not? Craving for little things does not give us joy, but it increases our craving more. No? Suppose I don't eat cholesterol, I should not eat sweets and things, and then you indulge into one. Then, oh, it's good, okay, I can try another. Say that took another, then another is also good. So it never stops. If once you start it, anything, you like ice cream, you like to eat whatever, once you given up with much effort, and once you put in the tongue, it says, ah. And then it brings us back to that desire to be more and more. That is the weak point of our sensate experience. And ultimately we know it is not good, but it feels good in the tongue. So this is the point, that people are led into that, but we can analyze and understand what is dhruva, what is adhruva, what is good, what is not good. So analyzing that, they will not be carried out by the impulses. Our impulses are natural because of the past experience. I once got little joy in anything, I want to get it second time. Oh yeah, there is a statement that the king, who was the king? Who enjoyed his whole life, no? Whole life as a king, all the kingly pleasures. And when he became old, but he thought, oh, my life is becoming old. I have so much desires to fulfill anymore. He enjoyed the whole life, the kingly pleasures, royal pleasures, no? Whatever he wants. But then some of his son, what is the name of it's not coming to my mind. Yayati. His name was Yayati. Yayati. Then he thought that, but his son was very kind. He said that, oh dad, what can I do for you? I have a desire to experience, enjoy more fun. I have done it, but I am dissatisfied. Then, yes, I can do whatever you like. Tell me what, I will do everything for you. Then he said, only if you can exchange your youth with me, then you will be old, like me. But I will be young, okay? The yogic transfer of youth versus old. So, if you can do that, then I can enjoy the life. That's my desire. Yes. So, the son took the old age of the father, and father again started experiencing the whole life with vigor and energy. And then at the end of all experience, what he said is a beautiful statement. Nayatu kamaha kaman anubhaveno shanmati hobisha krishna vartmaiva bhuyoyevo vivardhate. The kama, the desires, it is like a flame. You put fire into the flame. That you think that fire will extinguish. It's a foolish thought. You put fire, any ghee into the fire, flame will be high, up and up, and it does not get satisfied. So this is the experience of Yajati, the king Yajati. So here it is the same idea is given. We go for these things. These are apparently enjoyable, but it does not bring peace. But still, it makes us obsessed about that. Understanding its negativity and its consequence, the intelligent people analyze this and don't get caught into the net of that. But there are some people who are thoughtful and discriminating. They know that the world, including everything it has to offer, is ephemeral. Buddha said, whatever in this world is there, it is temporary. Its shape is changing, its color is changing, its age is changing, and every moment it is changing. And you want to get joy in that ever-changing thing? How it can? That in the changing situation, if you find joy, that joy is also will be moving from one type of experience to another. But it cannot fully satisfy you. It being imperfect, how it can give you joy, perfect joy? A beggar, make you rich person? A rich person can make really a billionaire can make you rich person. So, but you go to a beggar, and beggar says, okay, I take care of you. What you will give? You will give penniless, some false coins, and we will be very happy with that. So here is the point. They know that the world, including everything it has to offer, is ephemeral, which is why they do not want anything of it. They do not want anything of this world or even the other world in the heaven. They know that the self alone is real, and therefore they only want to know that when they know the self, they know that they are the self. When they know that, by knowing that, they become that. The self alone can give them peace and happiness, because peace and happiness are inside, in the self, and not outside. So now beautiful third verse is very important, and also you can meditative verse. Yena rupam rasangandhang shabdan sparshangscha maitunan etenaiva vijanati kimatra parishishyate etad vaitat. So now we talked first about the many God has created the senses outside. Mostly we are ignorantly run for that. That's okay. But some intelligent people turn inward. And the second verse said that those who turn towards the external and try to find eternal joy in the flittering objects, they are like Bala, unintelligent people. But those who are intelligent, they do not give up the immortality, the path of immortality, and embrace what is mortal or what is brings death. Now, it is very important what you read every day in Vedanta, always here. But this is what to know then. What is the goal of life? We are talking about immortality. What is that? How can it be felt? Can I practice that? In a nutshell, it's a beautiful verse to meditate whole day and night like this. Here it says, Yena. Yena means by whom? Rupam, this form. Rasam, the taste. Gandham, the objects of the senses. No? You experience it is tasteful. You say, wow, it's a good food. I enjoyed it. Right? Your taste. Tongue says, good. So it is object. That object is pleasurable, you think. Object of Bhishan, Rupa. Rupa is the form. Eyes. They are the object of the eyes. Rupa. Rasan, the taste. It is subject of the taste. Rasan. Gandham is the nose. You say, oh, beautiful incense. Wow, it's a flower. Its fragrance is so beautiful. So this is the Shabda, Rasha Shabda and Gandha Shabda. Oh, its music was wonderful. That day the Swami sang, what a melodious voice, no? But it is external. Sparshan and Maithunan, the sense perception or the sexual enjoyment, that joy. Etenaiva vijanati. Who knows that? It is joy. That is the object. This is the subject. Eyes getting. Who knows that it is joy? Who says, I saw? Who says that that's a beautiful form? Who says it's a beautiful sound? Who says it's a beautiful taste? Who is that? With the five senses, corresponding objects of the senses are there. Who, yena, by whom you experience this joy? It's a big question. The tongue experiences joy. A dead body, there is a tongue. Give a rasgulla in his mouth. He will say, ha 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 ha. Will he say that? What he will say? Anything. It does not mean anything. Tongue is there. The tongue does not taste there. That is, there is something behind the tongue who is giving their experience of, it is bitter, or it is sweet. Oh, it is beautiful. Bring a beautiful thing in front of a person who has passed away just now, with eyes open, and bring it. What will he say? Will he feel attracted, or will it? There is no question. That means, what is that? Now, this verse is not saying. It was only putting a very beautiful language. Yena means by whom. By whom you are experiencing the rupa, the external object, a form, rasa, the taste, the gandha, the smell, object of smell, shabda, the object, what is sound, and sparsha, the touch. Sensate experiences. Yena, etenaiva vijanati. Kimatra parishad. If you know that, then what is left to be known? If you know that all of my experiences of our sight, seeing, and all these senses, what they are doing with the corresponding object, is experienced by something, by some consciousness. Kathopanishad deals directly with this. Kene shitam preshitam patati manaha kena prana prathama praiti yukta kene shitang vacham imam vadanti. It is subjectively talking. Kena, behind this I am talking. You see, only difference is that this Kathopanishad in this verse is pointing out the seeing, the objective see, by which energy, which force, which awareness, which consciousness you see this. Object may be there, but you see by what power, what consciousness. Etenaiva vijanati. You know by this only You know all these things. If you know that, then kim atra parishisha. What else you have to know then? That is the knowledge, that is the wisdom. Etad, and that is that truth. So it is by this self. That self is this inner self. That as a person knows form, taste, smell, sound, touch, and sex pleasures. What else remains that the self does not know? That means if that is the only object through which our all perception and knowledge comes, then what else is there to know? What else is there to experience? Because the self is all knowing. This truly is the self that Nachiketa was asking about. His fundamental question was there, what is that? That one behind everything. That is there an eternal truth, unchanging truth. And this is that. So, now onward every day, if we make a spiritual practice, you see something, you can change your, we call the paradigm shift. You can shift your paradigm, not looking at the object only, you think, who is perceiving? By whom is this perception is happening? The rupa is there, but who is perceiving it? That is the self. I am testing. What is that behind? So just go back a little bit in every experience of life, every moment. It is not asking us to go and give up and go to the forest. No. It is allowing us to work in the society, in everyday's duties and responsibilities, eating, sleeping, doing everything, only the awareness. What is that consciousness? What is that which allows me to have these experiences? And that is the self. And self, or you can say that is that. He didn't say, in the Upanishad, didn't say that that is self. But it's for explanation, the Swami has said it is the self. But it indicated by that word only yena. Yena means by, yena means by what or by whom. That means it is understood, that consciousness inside. So everything is illumined by the light of consciousness. So knowing this, if you know, behind all perception, that is the consciousness, that is the self. These are all meaningless if the self is not perceiving or giving us the experience. All experiences are centralized in one point. It is all the self or the consciousness. So if you know that, you have asked me the question, and this is the response. This is the truth, and that you have to know. Is it not a very good suggestion? We can practice it. Any question on this point?
No, I have a question.
Oh, Galo.
Because when you are observing, so Buddha is saying that when the anger is coming to the mind, anger is passing to the mind, it is going away. You don't get angry. It's coming. So I am not getting angry. Anger is coming to the mind, anger is going. So I am not the experiencer there. So
That you are experiencing, is it not? Anger is
just observing.
no.
It came to mind, it went away.
Good, but you are experiencing that. Came, and who says it came, it went? Who says? Who is saying that? Anger came, anger went away. So who? Somebody observed that. Yes. So that is the same. Then you go transcend, if you first reach that point, and then you will be so much absorbed in that consciousness, everything will drop. Then that will remain. Only this is two-step program. First is that my mind is getting attached, my mind is getting detached, my mind is jumping like that. Yes, mind and I have become two together now. I cannot separate out. Now once, if I say, it is the observer behind the mind, and that mind is carrying the information, it is good. But who is giving the authority that it is good or bad? What is the consciousness behind? See, you have to stand there. Otherwise, mind is coming, mind is going. True. A dead body will not say, my mind came and mind went. But so long we are here, yes, my mind was happy, I was unhappy. Yes, you observe that. But what is that observer who is unaffected? Yes, observer is having connection with the mind. That's why it makes mixed up. Sometimes it tries to separate out. Then you can see the jumping of the mind as we try in our meditation time. When you sit for meditation, what do? You do the same thing. Mind is going here, mind is going there. And then after some time, you catch it sometime. Maybe half an hour is gone. You are meditating half an hour. Of your half an hour meditation, you had been in London, you had been in Boston, you had been everywhere. And suddenly you say, oh, I'm meditating. Then you catch it. That is, mind and me must all clap together. And now suddenly you say, oh, I'm the observer. No, I'm not the mind. Mind took me here and there. See? And then you go little and little and little, a point will come. Everything will drop because you are going to the conscious identity. It is a few step program. 11 step program, 12 step program. This is also some step program. And this spirituality is also going us inward and inward and inward. It's a journey. But we have to start at a point. But to understand this, we can really practice every day. Then I can disidentify. Question is that this nothing in the world is bad. But I experience it as bad. Because I experience it as bad, I experience something good. So long I feel something good, I may be happy. But within a split second, it turns the opposite way. No. It goes this up, it goes this down. Then I get caught into the trap of suffering. So this is the problem is here. How can I get out? This Upanishad is giving, why not go back to your own consciousness? Feel how you are seeing the object, how it is coming to you as an object of the senses. Is there in a subject, there is no object. Object, subject. If you say it is rupang, rasang, sabdang, ganhang, sparshang, maitunan, these are all the experience. Who is doing that? Because of whose presence this is happening. So that is the conscious entity. So people think the sense organs are independent. Normally, in our external basic knowledge, we think, I see, my eyes. No, eyes don't see. Eyes will be like that. If the mind is somewhere else, you don't see. We sometimes read books. Sometimes you take one page to read maybe 5 minutes. You forgot that what you're doing, you're reading the book, but mind is engaged somewhere, or some phone call came, or something going on. One part of the mind is there. You cannot read one page within that length of time. But when you withdraw from everything, then you're focused, then you see how quickly you can get the result. So it is not the mind sees. It is not the eyes see, but it is something else, mind. Okay, mind does not see. That's why the Panchakosha discussion, we do it for 5 sheets idea. It's only inner and inner and inner, that light. That gives the ultimate experience. So people think the sense organs are independent. They are not. The whole body-mind complex is dominated by the self, and the sense organs function because of the self capital. The mere presence of the self capital is enough to make them work. I like the example in Sankhya philosophy, we give that idea that you keep the pots and pans on the oven and pour water and potato and rice and everything. And after some time you see that it is started bubbling and then becoming boiling and heavy boiling, then it's jumping more and more and more. We will think that, oh, the potatoes are jumping. The rice is jumping. Oh, the water is hot. These are all foolish talk. Because heat is not the intrinsic power of water. Heat does not belong to the rice or potato or the pot or the pan. The heat is coming in contact, this jada, this matter, is becoming like that conscious. A hand is moving, mouth is speaking. You say, oh, the mouth is speaking. So people, that's why foolish people take credit for everything. I did it. Spiritual people say, I'm nothing. I don't do anything. Really, what do you do? What is you? This is a really very difficult area. What is you? You are the combination of trillions of cells. Who are you? You say, I took lunch. Who took lunch? You took lunch. All the cells have taken their food. But who are you then? You're a congregation, you are thinking I. And by that time, this morning I is dead, afternoon is another I, ego. The body is changed. So how can you say that you are the same? I? False, false, false identity. That's why go to that which is unchanging. So that idea is giving self. When a person dies, all his sense organs may be intact, yet they do not function as they derive their power from the self capital, which is pure consciousness. Because this self is pure consciousness, it is all knowing. The self is the subject and everything else the object. The function of the sense objects organs is to make us conscious of the things around. They are only instrument to recognize what is there. But an object cannot know another object. This lamp cannot know this book. There should be some conscious entity to know. Isn't it? The chair does not know the roof. Roof does not know the floor. Sun does not know the moon. Because it has no conscious entity. But you as a person know, I as a person know, we can, because there is a manifestation of consciousness. Not that consciousness is not there. When you say, also we will have to be very careful. We are not saying that consciousness is here and dead body, there is no consciousness. But consciousness is not manifested. Electricity is there, when you put the switch off, electricity is not gone, it is here but not manifested. So this is the point. So objects are all inert matter, and so also are the sense organs. Matter cannot feel or see, but associated with the self capital, it gives the impression that it is feeling, it is seeing. For instance, a heated iron ball can burn your skin, but the ball itself does not burn you. It is the heat in it that is burning. You touch this, it is not burning you, but if you hit and then heat is transmitted into it and then you touch it, you are getting burned. But heat is not the intrinsic nature of this iron piece, but it is the transmitted energy. So this self is behind. That is the major thing. That means this whole teaching of this verse is that there is some conscious entity behind, and focus on that. Whenever you are experiencing anything, happiness, misery, joy, suffering, it is only experience. It is only experience. One experience after another experience after another. But what is that? That is the consciousness behind, which is allowing us to recognize through the mind. So long we are taking the tool of mind, then through the mind we experience that. But experience is happening because of the inner light, inner consciousness. The self is behind everything that happens in this phenomenal world. In fact, this world itself is manifestation of the self. Nachiketa's subject of inquiry is this self. No? But in this whole Upanishad, that is the inquiry of the self. Now he is extending this objective world to the subjective world. First it is objective. The rupa is there, form, beauty is there, rasa, object of rasa, sweetness is there. The objects, sense objects are around. But who perceives, by whom you experience, they say this self. Now, they are going to the another state. We have few minutes. Unless you have some question, we can read this. Okay. You have any question?
I have a small question, Swami. When you're talking, when we dream, when we dream, there are no outside. It isn't from the outside that we take these things. It's interior in some form, but there is you can smell. There is something.
Yeah.
There's no nose, but you can
No,
smell.
there is
you
nose.
can do different things. Is that also the self? Our self is that also who we are?
You know, this is the physical universe, is the gross. This water is the gross water. And Vedanta, it says, when you, in the dream, you don't drink this water. It's a subtle level of water is there. It's called suksma. Tan matra. It's a Sanskrit term, tat matra. Water, exquisite water. Now, finer than this. You have a nose. Yes, you have a nose there. Not this nose, but a subtle nose that perceives subtle smell. You have ear. That's why people talk, you hear, and you say they hear. But behind that is the consciousness again. Otherwise, in the dream, who can give you the experience of that dream existence? Or dream things are happening. Your experience. In dream you are fearful, you are frightened. In dream you are running away. In dream you are fighting with somebody. In dream you are eating a feast. But when you dream, you don't think it is dream. It is as real as this. Is it not? Now we come out, now we are comparing it is dream. But think very seriously. When you dream, you never think it is dream. It is so real. And real means it actually has some physical reaction also. Some people, out of fear, their hearts start palpitating and they wake up and then see that still the palpitation is going on. Huh? So this is, but there is what consciousness is behind that swapna. That's the next verse. Swapnantam jagaritantam cha Swapnantam jagaritantam chobho yena anupashyati chobho yena anupashyati mahantam mahantam vibhumatmanam matva dhiro na sochati matva dhiro na sochati. It's a good book. Purchase it. It's not that costly. You can chant. That's the chanting is also good. No? Sometimes you can chant the verses. Now, I will have not much time today, but I will only just run over this. What question you have raised just now? Now, we have talked about the waking state first. There is object of seeing, object of hearing, object of smelling, object of touching, object of eating, rasa, tongue. But what happens in swapna? They say, swapnantam jagaritantam cha. That things experienced in the sleep. And also jagarita, things experienced now in the waking state. Ubho, these two, cha, who observes? Who says, I had a dream last night? That the same guy would be the one guy. Because he says, I went to bed and last night I had a wonderful dream. I was so happy. And then when it woke up, I was so upset. I was dreaming such good dream. And then Ramakrishna gave the example. That one farmer, he had his one son, only one son, and he died. And he died, naturally the wife is very much upset. She's crying and crying and crying. The husband is as if seems very rude. He is unaffected as it were. And after some time passed, and the wife asked the husband, are you heartless? Such a bright son, only son of ours, died, and you are Not at all affected. What is the matter? Then he said, for whom shall I cry? Shall I cry for one farmer's son? Or I shall cry for my prince. I have so many princes. I was in the dream last night, I was seeing that I am the king, and my palace and this and that. We have so many children, and I was enjoying, and the dream broke. All these children are gone. So what for shall I cry? The one farmer, as a farmer now, I have a son. This is so real now. But last night when I dreamed, that was so real. He is a Gyani. Ramakrishna said he is a Gyani. That's why he is seeing the observer who saw the dream children as a prince, as the father of the king and their son, all bright, beautiful, energetic, intelligent, and one farmer's son born in a way. So for whom to cry? For this one or for the 5 or 8 children in the dream? For that, dream and waking have no difference, because it is observed by the same person who says, I have the 8 children in my dream, and now in the waking I have one child. So for whom shall I cry? See, this is the point. Here it is making the Shapnantam, Jagritantam, Cha Ubho. These two states he is talking about now. In the waking state, all these things I have experienced from morning till now. You and every one of us have experienced. How do you experience? Who has experienced? Your eyes? Your brain? Your tongue? Your ears? No. By that yena, by that self, by that conscious entity behind. And that which you dreamed yesterday night, that is the same consciousness standing over there. He has observed and experienced all the sufferings or joys of the dream world, whatever has happened. Someone, the ubho, yena anupashyati, he who observes. That who observes behind your waking experience? Who is observing your dream experience? And that is the Mahantam Vibhum Atmanam. That is the Atman. That is the Mahant, the grand, Vibhu, vast, expanded. That knowing that Matva, Dhira, then you become a man or a woman of wisdom. No shochati. He does not lament. He does not cry for anything. There is no loss for that person, because he knows that is the consciousness which allows this vision, like a film coming before you, gross or subtle. But this scene is coming and going, it is changing. The observer is the same eternal consciousness, who has no sleep, who does not die. Really, look at that. How old we are. Look at your life. From your birth today. That consciousness, all the experiences, what we went through, good, bad, in waking state, in dream state, and I'm not talking about the sleep state. It is to be understood later on maybe. But who have given the validity of all these experiences? The same person. I was a baby. I remember one incident in my childhood. No? Many of you remember one story. But if your memory is sharp, you can remember 20 stories. You can remember 50 stories. But who as the observer observed those things? So this is the constant observer going on. Sins after sins coming and going and coming and going. So go back to that self. And then you will be mortal Dhira, you will be Dhira Vyakti, person of wisdom, and no Shochati, nothing to lose. Will you cry for your dream child or your waking state child? Which child you will cry for? That also gone. And you go to sleep, you will forget this waking state. You will be in another dream state. So will you cry for this or will you cry for that? That means nothing to cry. These are all changing phenomena coming before your conscious entity, and you remain the same, unchanging reality. What a grand philosophy, what a grand idea to practice. And the dream, first he said all the waking experiences, now they are talking of the dream and waking. Behind both, there is that same consciousness. Okay, we'll read this explanation next day or what? Yes, it is time is up. I don't want to.
Swami, I have a question.
Yes.
Swami, that is saying like Atma is untouched by any feelings or any experience. That is the first thing. Atman is untouched. Atman has no effect on the experiences. So if the self is observing all the things, how does it work? How does it look at the experiences? I mean, will it keep it with itself or how it will work?
I don't understand. Tell me again clearly little.
I heard like Atman is untouched.
Okay.
Atman is like, it has no experience, it will not remember anything. It is always a pure bliss. It will not have any feelings. Then it is observing all the experiences. Will it have those experiences with us? With itself, with Atman.
Which Atman you are getting confused in two Atman. You have 2, 3 Atmans. One Atman is the body Atman. When you identify with the body, Dehatma. You can identify with your prana energy. It's called Pranatmavad. You can identify with your mind. That's called Manatmavad. Then you can go for identifying with Buddhi. And you can identify with your ego. And you can identify with your real self. So, in which level you are, you don't need not have to mix up with this and that. Eternal Atman is unchanging. And everything else is changing. In all this level, physical body, Dehatma, when you say I am the body, body is changing. That Atma we are not talking here, Atma, though we use it in the day-to-day behavior. And that is the same way my mind is upset, Manatma. No, we are not talking about that. Behind the mind, behind the ego, that Atma. That is unchanging. And everything, apart from Atma, everything is changing.
So, following up on your answer, are we thinking that we have a layered identity with the innermost layer as the Atman? Or are we thinking that we're looking at filters, successive filters of pure consciousness? How would you talk about that?
You can think both ways. It is successive. The consciousness is percolated layer after layer after layer. That's why your ego is functioning. Ego is lighted with the consciousness. Ego is functioning. Buddhi, intelligence is functioning because that light percolates through your intelligence and intelligence to your mind, mind to your energy body to the physical body. That's why it is functioning. So it is percolating, in that sense percolating. And if it is percolating, we are saying percolating as if it is inside and nothing outside. That's a difficult term because when you say percolating, something is inside and it is coming out, oozing out as it were. As if Atman is not here also. But really Atman is here also. But it is in the veil of your intelligence and ego and mind and all this. That's why we are saying that energy is percolating, taking for granted that this deho, this body, mind, etc. are realities. But in ultimate sense, Vedanta, when knowledge will come, there is no interior, there is no exterior, then that will be all one. But for the now for our spiritual practice, we have to think, yes, that energy which is within that consciousness, that is lighting our intellect, that light coming to the buddhi becomes lighted, and the mind becomes active, lighted, like that. We use this term only. Okay, so Sahana, what is that? Sahana Bhavatu Shano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavamai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishabhai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.